Hello and welcome to Cubs Baseball. It is April 20th of 1969, and the Cubs are going to face the Expos in the second game of a doubleheader here at Jerry Park. Now, because this is the second game of the doubleheader, the Cubs lineup is going to end up being tweaked a bit. We're going to see the backup catcher is going to make an appearance, Felski, because Randy Hundley is not going to be asked to catch both games of the doubleheader. We're also going to see that the lefty first baseman, Willie Smith, is going to spell Ernie Banks over at first. And for the Cubs pitching, the righty Joe Decker is going to throw the second half of this doubleheader. Holtzman will be making his scheduled start in Pittsburgh in a couple of days. Now, with all that having been said, it is now time to check out the starting lineups. Joe Decker making appearance number 5 for the Cubs, his first start of the season. He comes in with a record of 0-0. He is with a 3.38 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP. He'll be opposed by the Expos' Carl Morton, who is making start number 3. He is 2-0 with a 1.69 ERA and a 1.38 WHIP. The Cubs lineup is going to be Kessinger, Williams, Santo, Hickman, Smith, Beckert, Felski, Phillips, and Decker batting ninth. The Expos lineup will be Wills, Bailey, Staub, Jones, Clendenon, Stale, Dyer, Herrera, and Morton doing the pitching. It is still 49 degrees here in chilly Montreal, and the wind blowing out to left at 14 mph. So let's see how the Cubs capitalize on Game 2 of this series. Kessinger facing off against Morton to lead off the first inning. The Cubs coming in with a 3-9 record, all 3 wins against these Montreal Expos. The Expos coming in with a 6-6 record. The season series is 3-2 in favor of the Cubs. So, with a full count and Morton on the mound, here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 4, so Kessinger draws the leadoff walk. And now Billy Williams will be the batter. With nobody out and a runner on first, here's a 1-ball count and the pitch to Billy Williams. And a liner into center field, is that going to get down for a base hit? No, the center fielder Herrera makes the catch for out number 1. Santo now batting, 1 out, 1 man on. Here's a full count pitch to Ron Santo, and he draws the walk. That is inside for ball 4. Cubs now with 2 men on, 1 out, and Jim Hickman is the next batter. Facing off with Morton in the top of the first inning. 1-ball count, 1 out, and he drives that one into center field. I believe that's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is the runner. The throw comes home, the slide, and he is safe. So Kessinger is safe. The Cubs have a 1-0 lead. RBI double is credited to Hickman, and Santo advances to third. And now Willie Smith is the batter. He is 1 for 11 on the season. His first start, as he has been exclusively a pinch hitter so far. Smith facing Morton with a 2-2 count. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a screwball, and he did not know what to do with it. Now Glenn Beckert is the batter. With 2 outs, 2 men on. First pitch. Beckert grounds that one up the middle. Second baseman has it, throws to first, and that will end the inning. So the Cubs strand 2, they score once. We are going to the bottom of the first of a 1-0 ball game. Wills is going to bat for the Cubs here in the bottom of the first inning. Decker facing Wills with a 1-strike count. And here's the pitch. Line to right field. Going back and making the catch is Hickman for out number 1. Bailey now batting. 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-strike count and the pitch to Bailey. And a grounder toward first. Picked up. Steps on the base. That is out number 2. Smith, with the defensive play there to record the out, and brings up Staub with 2 outs and nobody on. 2-2 count. Decker working. Here's the pitch. and a pop-up, a little blooper over the shortstop's head into left field. So a 2-out single for Rusty Staub brings up Mac Jones. With 2 outs, 1 man on, and a 1-2 count. And a pop-up to center. Coming in fast is Adolfo Phillips. He gets under it to make the catch, and that is out number 3. So, the Expos strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the top of the second of a 1-0 ball game. Cubs are going to send the catcher Felsky up to bat to lead off in the top of the second. The first pitch, and a grounder toward third. Picked up, thrown over to first. That is out number 1. Phillips now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 1 strike count. And the pitch to Adolfo Phillips. Grounder up the middle. Shortstop has it. Throws to first. That is out number 2. Decker now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Decker. And a grounder toward short. Picked up again, thrown to first. And they repeat and end the inning. So we're going to the bottom of the second. It is still 1-0 Chicago. Decker facing Clendenin here in the bottom of the second. 2-ball count. Decker working. And the pitch. Popped up behind second base. Beckert going over. He makes the catch. That is out number 1. Stale now batting with 1 out and nobody on. Here is the first pitch from Decker to Stale. And a pop-up to right. Hickman coming in fast. He is going to make the catch, and that is out number 2. Dyer now batting. 2 outs. Nobody on base. 1-1 count. Decker with the pitch. And a liner up the middle. That'll be a 2-out single. So the Expos have a base runner with 2 outs. And that will bring up Herrera. With 2 outs and 1 man on. A 1-strike count and the pitch from Decker. Here it comes. Liner past shortstop into left field. Those back-to-back singles for the Expos, and they got something going here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. The pitcher Morton now the batter. Hopefully Decker can end the inning right here. Full count pitch to Morton. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Morton strikes out to end the inning. The Expos strand a couple. We're going to the top of the third of a 1-0 ball game. The Cubs sending the top of the lineup back up in the top of the third inning. The leadoff hitter, Don Kessinger, waiting for the full count pitch from Morton. And a liner down the right field line. That's going all the way to the wall. Kessinger rounding first, heading for second. The throw goes to second. Kessinger slides, and he is safe. So a leadoff double for the Cubs here in the top of the third inning. And that is going to bring up the next batter, Billy Williams. With nobody out, runner in scoring position, Cubs already up by 1. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Billy Williams. And a grounder towards second. Picked up and thrown to first to retire the out. Williams is out on first. Kessinger advances to third, and Santo is the next batter. 1 out, runner 90 feet away. First pitch to Santo, and a grounder past third into left field. That's going to drive in the run. Santo with the RBI base hit. He's going to slide into second with a double. And now the Cubs have doubled their lead. It is 2-0 Chicago in the top of the third inning. Santo getting his 6th RBI on the season, and now Hickman is the batter. 1 out, runner in scoring position. 2-2 count to Jim Hickman. Here it comes. Popped up short center field. Herrera coming in fast on the run, making the catch for out number 2. Smith now the batter. 2 outs and 1 man on. Willie Smith with an 0-2 count, waiting for the pitch. And a grounder towards second. Picked and thrown to first, and that will end the inning. So the Cubs score another run. We're going to the bottom of the third of a 2-0 ball game. Decker now facing Wills here in the bottom of the third. 1-strike count. Decker with the pitch. Liner into center field. I believe that's going to get down for a base hit. Adolfo plays it on the hop, and that is going to be a leadoff single for Maury Wills. Bob Bailey now the batter with nobody out. Runner on first. Decker working with a full count and the pitch. And a liner into center field for another base hit. This time the runner is going to try to advance from first to third, and Wills is very speedy, and he makes that easily. So now the Expos threatening. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Rusty Staub is the next batter against Joe Decker. 1-ball count. Here's the pitch. popped up center field. This time I believe that Phillips is going to get under it. He does. The throw comes back in quickly, and the runner does not attempt to tag up and score from third. So it is 1 out now. Runners on first and third, and Mac Jones is the batter. Jones waiting for the first pitch from Decker. And here it comes. And that's a liner into right field. Going back is Hickman. He makes the catch on the warning track. However, that's going to make plenty of space for the runner to tag up and score from third. So it is now a 2-1 ball game. 2 outs, runner on first, and Clendenin is the next batter. Decker working, 1 strike count, and the pitch to Clendenin. And a liner into left field for another base hit. Williams plays it on a hop. The throw goes to third. The runners hold at first and second. And that will bring up Stale. With 2 outs, 2 men on. Decker working to Stale with a 2-2 count. And a liner into the gap in right center field. That's going to drive in a run. Stale rounding first, heading for extra bases. 1 run is in. The next runner stops at third. So we have a tie ball game in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Credit Stale with the RBI double with 2 outs to tie up this ball game, and now Dyer is the batter. 2 outs, 2 men on. Tie ball game at 2. And there's a liner past the shortstop into left field for another base hit. The 1 run is in. The throw comes home. The runner is coming home. And he is safe at home. So a 2-run RBI single for Dyer. And that is going to put the Expos out in front 4-2. Man, that throw came in and it looked like it might have been good, but the tag was just a bit late. So Decker now working to Herrera with 2 outs and 1 man on. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Decker. And that's popped up on the infield. The first baseman is called off by the second baseman Beckert, who makes the catch for out number 3. The Expos score 4 times. We go to the top of the 4th of a 4-2 ball game. Beckert leading off against Morton here in the top of the 4th. 1-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Liner up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. A clean single into center field gives Beckert a leadoff single. And now Felsky is the batter. Nobody out. 1 man on. Full count pitch to Felsky. Here it comes. That is strike 3 called. So Morton gets him with the fastball looking. And now Adolfo Phillips is the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Cubs down by 2. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Phillips. And a liner in right field. I believe that's going to get down for a base hit. A little Texas leaguer into right as the runner is going to advance from first to third. So Beckert alertly circling the bases and heading to third, which will bring up the pitcher Decker. So Decker is going to try to lay down a bunt in this situation. The Cubs have runners on the corners with 1 out, down by 2. Here's the first pitch, and he lays down a beautiful bunt. The pitcher has it. He throws home. The squeeze play is on, and Beckert slides, and he is safe. So the Cubs score a run. It is now 4-3. There are now 1 out with 2 men on, and the top of the Cubs lineup coming up. Kessinger is 1 for 1 today. And here is the first pitch to Don Kessinger. And he lines that one towards second. The throw to short, the relay to first, and that will end the inning on a 4-6-3 double play. So the Cubs score a run. They're down by 1 going into the bottom of the 4th inning. Decker continuing to work. He will face the pitcher Morton and then the top of the Expos lineup. Here's a 1-2 count. And Decker with the pitch. Grounder up the middle. The second baseman has it. Throws to first. That is out number 1. Wills now the batter. 1 for 2 on the day. Facing Decker with a 3-1 count. And here's the pitch to Maury Wills. Outside for ball 4. So the speedy Wills draws the walk. And that'll bring up Bailey with 1 out, 1 man on. And a 1-ball count to Bailey. Here it comes. Liner up the middle for another base hit. So Decker gives up the walk and the single. And the runners are going to continue to try to advance. Phillips throws down to third, but Wills slides in safely. And Bailey advancing to second on the throw. So a single with the runners running aggressively around the bases, puts runners on second and third with one out, and Staub is the next batter. And that is going to prompt some action in the Cub bullpen. And we're going to see that in this case, it will be Archie Reynolds warming up for the Cubs as the manager visits the mound, and Decker says, "I feel great," but his pitching would seem to tell a different story. He is going to face Staub with one out, 2 men on, and a 1-strike count. Cubs playing the infield back. Here's the pitch. Ground ball towards second. Beckert picks it up. He throws it away. He throws it all the way into the dugout. 2 runs are going to score. The error will put Staub on second, and now the Expos have a 6-3 lead. So Jones now the batter with 1 out, 1 man on, 2-0 count from Decker, and here is the pitch. And that's lined down the right field line for another base hit. That's going to be extra bases. The runner rounding third and heading home is going to score a sliding double for Staub. Staub scores. Jones has the sliding double. That's an RBI for him, and now is 7-3 in favor of the Expos. So Decker now working to Clendenon with 1 out and 1 man on. Here's a 1-2 count. And Decker gets him to swing and miss for strike 3. So now Stale is the batter. And this will probably be the last batter that Decker is allowed to face. With 2 outs and 1 man on, Stale 1 for 2 with an RBI on the day. Here's a 2-0 count. Decker working with the pitch. Liner into right field for another base hit. Hickman cuts it off. The runner rounding third and heading home. The throw comes home, the slide, and he is safe. So the Expos score another run. It is now 8-3 in favor of Montreal. And Dyer is the next batter. And now Archie Reynolds will be brought in to pitch for the Cubs. He is going to relieve Decker here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Reynolds coming in with 7 innings thrown on the year, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and a 5.14 ERA. He will be asked to throw multiple innings in relief here today with a 1-strike count. Reynolds looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. And a liner over the third baseman's head down in the left field. That's going to be getting in for another base hit. The runner rounds third and heading home. He is going to score. So that's an RBI single for Dyer as Stale scores. Now it's a 9-3 ball game. The Expos have scored 5 times in this inning. And Herrera is the next batter. 2 outs, 1 man on, 1-strike count. And there's a liner into center field for another base hit. So Reynolds is getting hit here by the Expos lineup that is just going to town today. The pitcher, Morton, now is the batter with 2 outs and 2 men on. Morton popping it up on the infield. Kessinger coming over. He makes the catch, and that ends the inning. So the Cubs allow 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th. We're going to the top of the 5th of a 9-3 ball game. Morton will face Billy Williams to lead off the Cubs half of the 5th. Here's the first pitch from Morton. And a grounder toward first, picked up and thrown to first. The pitcher is covering, and that is out number 1. Santo now batting with 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 count, and the pitch to Santo. And a grounder towards second, picked up and thrown over to first, and that is out number 2. Hickman now batting, facing Morton with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 3-1 count, and the pitch to Hickman, and it's popped up to left. Heading toward the line and making the catch is the left fielder Jones to end the inning. The Cubs are retired in order. We're going to the bottom of the 5th of a 9-3 ball game. Reynolds facing the top of the Expos lineup here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a 3-1 count, and Reynolds with the pitch. That is low for ball 4. He issues the walk. So Bailey now the batter with nobody out and a runner on first. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Bailey, and that's lined into left field for another base hit. The Expos are absolutely putting on a clinic, just singling the Cubs to death here today. And now Reynolds is going to face Staub with nobody out, runners on first and second. 2-1 count. Reynolds working, and here's the pitch. Liner into center field for another base hit. The runner is going to round third and head home. The throw is coming home. The slide, and he is safe. And the Expos now have a 10-3 lead. RBI single for Staub brings up Mac Jones. Still nobody out. 2 men on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 0-2 count. And here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. And that will be the first out of the inning recorded by Reynolds. It brings up Clendening. 1 out, 2 men on. 1 ball count and a grounder toward third. Santo to Beckert. However, the relay is not made, so the fielder's choice retires the middle runner. And now the Expos have 2 outs and runners on first and third. Staub now the batter. He is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs on the day. Here's a 1-1 count and the pitch, and that gets away. The wild pitch is going to allow the run to score. Clendening heads down to second, and now it's an 11-3 ball game in favor of the Expos. Staub now the batter, facing Reynolds with a 2-1 count and 2 outs, and a grounder toward first. So Smith has it, steps on the base to end the inning. The Expos score 2 more times. We're going to the top of the 6th of an 11-3 ball game. Smith facing off with Morton here in the top of the 6th. Full count. Morton dealing. And there's strike 3 called on the inside corner. So strikeout number 3 on the day for Morton brings up Glenn Beckert. With 1 out and nobody on in the top of the 6th inning, Beckert waiting for the pitch. There's a liner over the third baseman's head into left field. A 1-out single for Glenn Beckert. And now that will put a runner on first for Felsky with 1 out. 2-1 count to Felsky. Here's the pitch. Liner past the shortstop into left field for another base hit. So the Cubs with back-to-back 1-out singles. And that will bring up Adolfo Phillips with 1 out and 2 men on. And we are going to see action in the Cub bullpen because if the pitcher's spot comes up, we are definitely going to see a pinch hitter. Now, Phillips facing Morton with 1 out, 2 runners on base. 3-1 count. Phillips waiting for the pitch. And a liner into left field for another base hit. Rounding third and heading home is the runner. The throw comes home and he is going to be out. So Beckert tries to score and he is thrown out at home by the left fielder Jones. It is still 11-3. Now it's 2 outs and 2 men on. And the pinch hitter is going to come up for the pitcher's spot. In this case, it is going to be Randy Hundley. He is going to pinch hit against Morton here in the top of the 6th inning. Hundley facing Morton. 2-2 count. 2 men on, and Hundley grounds it right back up the middle. The pitcher Morton has it, throws to first, and that will end the inning. So the Cubs do not score. We're going to the bottom of the 6th of an 11-3 ball game. And now Aguirre will be brought in to replace the pitcher and bat 9th. Aguirre will face Dyer in the bottom of the 6th. Expos owning an 8-run lead, and here's a full count pitch from Aguirre. And a liner up the middle, past the second baseman into center field for a leadoff single. I don't know how many singles the Expos have in this game, but they may be going for a record. Herrera now the batter with nobody out and a runner on first. Here is the first pitch to Herrera. And a liner down the right field line, that's a base hit. Rounding first and heading for second, that's going to be extra bases as Dyer is going to stop at third. So a double off the bat of Herrera. And that'll put runners on second and third with nobody out and the pitcher Morton coming up. Aguirre facing Morton in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 ball count and the pitch to Morton. And that's grounder toward short. Kessinger has it. He throws to first and that will retire the batter Morton. Another run scores. It is now 12-3 in favor of the Expos. Maury Wills now the batter with 1 out and a runner on second. Here's a full count pitch. And Maury Wills waiting. And a liner into center field for another base hit. So that is going to drive in another run. The throw comes home, the runner comes home, and now this is a 13-3 ball game as Maury Wills gets another RBI single. Bailey now the batter with 1 out, 1 man on. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Aguirre. And a liner into right field. That's going to be another base hit over the first baseman's head into short right field. So the Expos now have runners on first and second with 1 out, and Staub is the batter. Full count pitch to Staub. Aguirre working. Popped up into short left field. Kessinger going back. This time the play will be made, and the second out of the inning is recorded. Jones now facing Aguirre here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs, 2 men on, and a 2-1 count. And that one gets away. Aguirre throws a wild pitch. The runners are going to advance to second and third. And now Aguirre faces Jones with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the full count pitch. The runners will be going. And strike 3 is called to end the inning. So the Expos score 2 more times. They now take a 10-run lead into the top of the 7th inning. The Cubs sending the top of the lineup up against Morton here in the top of the 7th. 1-2 is the count. Morton working to Kessinger. A liner into the gap in left center field. Kessinger rounding first, heading for second, getting extra bases out of this one. He slides into second with a double. So a leadoff double gives the Cubs hope here in the top of the 7th. If they're going to mount a rally, they certainly better get it going here pretty quick. Billy Williams now the batter. Nobody out. 1 man on. Here is the first pitch to Billy Williams, and a liner into left field for another base hit. Kessinger is going to round third, but he is not going to try to score as the third base coach puts up the stop sign. And now Santos the batter with nobody out. Runners on the corners. Here's a 1-2 count and the pitch to Santo and a pop up to center. Herrera coming in. This is not going to be deep enough. The runner cannot tag up and advance from third, so that is 1 out. And now Hickman the batter with 1 out and 2 men on. 1-2 count to Jim Hickman. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Hickman strikes out swinging at a big curveball, and it brings up Smith. Willie Smith batting with 2 outs and runners on the corners. Cubs down by 10 in the top of the 7th inning. 2-2 count. And Smith lines that one to left field past a diving shortstop, and the Cubs score a run. So it is now 13-4. And Morton facing Beckert with 2 outs and 2 men on. 2-2 count. And Beckert grounds that one to first. Picked up and stepping on first is Clendenin to end the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. It is a 13-4 ball game. Aguirre is going to continue to pitch for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 7th. There will be activity in the Cub bullpen as LeMay will also warm up. So Aguirre facing Clendenin with a 2-2 count, and here's the pitch. A liner up the middle, that's another base hit. 20 hits on the day for the Expos. A leadoff single here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that will bring up Staub with nobody out and a runner on first. Here's a 1-ball count and the pitch to Staub. And a pop up to center. Coming in is Phillips. Short center field making the catch. That is out number 1. Dyer now the batter with 1 out, 1 man on. Dyer facing Aguirre with a 3-1 count. And a liner over the third baseman's head into left field. Billy Williams cuts it off. The throw goes into third. That'll be another single. 21st hit of the day for the Expos. And 5 hits on the day for Dyer. So that is going to be the end of Aguirre's day. He will be replaced by the lefty Dick LeMay, who has thrown 5 innings, allowed 11 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk to 5 strikeouts. LeMay facing Herrera in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 out, 2 men on, 1 strike count. LeMay working. Here's the pitch. And a grounder back to the mound. The pitcher takes it, throws to second, relay to first, and that will end the inning. So LeMay induces the inning-ending double play. We're going to the top of the 8th of a 13-4 ball game. Felsky coming up to face Morton here in the top of the 8th. Here's a 2-2 count, and Felski with the pitch. That is strike 3 called. Morton strikes him out looking. Number 5 on the day for Morton. And now a relief pitcher will be brought in. Al Jackson coming in out of the Expos bullpen to face Adolfo Phillips with 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. 2-0 count. Phillips waiting for the pitch. And that's a grounder toward third. And it's booted. The third baseman kicks it. The throw to first is late. And a E5 is going to put Phillips on first. And now the Cubs are going to send up a pinch hitter for the pitcher LeMay. And that is going to be James Burnett. And for the Cubs, we're going to see in their bullpen that Abernathy is going to warm up to throw the next inning. Burnett facing Jackson here in the top of the 8th inning with 1 out, 1 man on. 1-2 count. Burnett waiting for the pitch. And a liner past the third baseman into left field. That'll be another base hit. Rounding second and heading for third is the lead runner. Burnett gets a 1-out double. And the Cubs now have second and third with 1 out. Kessinger now the batter with 2 men on. A 2-2 count. Kessinger waiting for the pitch. Here it comes. And a liner into left field. That'll be caught. That is going to be out number 2. The throw comes home. The runner's trying to tag up and score, and he is safe. So the Cubs score again. They now have 5 runs in the game, and they trailed the Expos by 8 with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. 1 man is on, and Billy Williams the batter. Williams waiting for the 3-0 pitch. Jackson delivers. That is inside for a 4-pitch walk. And now Santo the batter with 2 outs and 2 men on in the top of the 8th inning. 0-2 count. Santo waiting for the pitch from Jackson. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. He was way out in front of that changeup. So we're going to the bottom of the 8th of a 13-5 ball game. And now the pitcher Abernathy will come in to throw the 8th inning for the Cubs. He is going to face a pinch hitter, Manny Mota, for the pitcher's spot here in the bottom of the 8th. Abernathy working with a 1-2 count. And here is the pitch to Mota. And a grounder towards second. Picked up and thrown over to first, and that will be the first out of the inning as Maury Wills is the next batter. Abernathy facing Wills with 1 out and nobody on. Here's the pitch. Liner into center field for another base hit. The Expos getting another single with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Bailey is the next batter. 1 out, 1 man on, 2-2 count, and a liner into left field. Williams plays it on a hop. That's another base hit for the Expos. So 2 men on, 23 hits in the game for Montreal, and another batter with 5 hits in this game is Bailey. Staub now the batter with 1 out, 2 men on, and a 2-2 count. Staub waiting for the pitch. Popped up to center. Coming in is Phillips. He makes the catch, and that is out number 2. Jones now batting with 2 outs and 2 men on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's a 2-2 count, and Abernathy with the pitch. A grounder toward first. Picked up, steps on the base is Smith, and that will end the inning. So the Expos strand 2, we're going to the top of the 9th of a 13-5 ball game. And a new Expo reliever will be Dan McGinn. He comes in with 2 2/3 innings thrown on the season, 4 strikeouts, and an ERA of 0. He will face Hickman, Smith, and Beckert here in the top of the 9th inning. McGinn working with an 0-2 count. Hickman waiting for the pitch, and here it comes. Strike 3 swinging. That's the first out of the 9th inning, and Smith is the next batter. However, we're going to see a substitution as Ernie Banks is going to pinch hit for the first baseman, Smith. Banks stepping up from the right side. 1 ball count, his first pinch hit appearance of the season, and Banks pops it up to right. The right fielder coming in, and he's going to get under it to make the catch for out number 2. Beckert now batting, 2 outs and nobody on. 1 ball count. Beckert waiting for the pitch. And a grounder towards second. Oh, and it's kicked. Another error. That's the third error of this game between the two teams. So Beckert is safe on first. And Felski is the next batter. 2 outs, 1 man on. First pitch to Felski is popped up to left center field. Coming in to make the catch is the left fielder Jones, and that will end the game. So the Expos 13 runs on 23 hits with 2 errors. Cubs getting 5 runs on 12 hits with 1 error. And that will end the ball game. So the Expos Morton is going to improve to 3-0. He threw 7 1/3 innings of 11 hit, 4 run baseball with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Joe Decker for the Cubs drops to 0-1. He threw 3 2/3 innings, allowing 11 hits, 9 runs, 6 of them were earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. And he takes the loss. So 2 players, Duffy and Bailey, both got 5 hits in this ball game. That is just incredible. Bailey was 5 for 6 and scored 3 times. And Dyer was 5 for 5 with a run scored and 3 RBIs. So the Cubs dropped to 3-10 while the Expos improved to 7-6. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.